Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. You're probably wondering, James, why are you watering? Didn't you install an irrigation system? Well, if you remember, all the zones kind of work, but this one zone here in the back corner of the yard, by the raised bed garden, the side of Bahay Kubo Island over here. And that's because I put the 4 heads inside here, and the 4 heads just don't, for some reason, it's not sustaining the pressure that I need for this area right here. And that'll be fixed as soon as the cistern gets full of water. Right now we're running off that 1/2-inch pipe that comes from the front yard. So I'm doing some manual watering in certain parts of the yard until that gets done. Remember, we start that task on Monday. Well, there's plenty of tasks that have to be done today. I will show you in just a minute what we have to work on today. Some of the work from yesterday continuing. Let's see, maybe some new projects. I'm not really sure, but I do know I need to run into town. I need to get some parts so that I can do the tasks that I want to work on today, and then we will get started. Oh, by the way, Ness is feeling better, and she thanks all of you for your warm and kind get well wishes. And hopefully in the next few days she'll be back in regular working order, so we can have life as usual here again at Feliz. Well, let me go ahead and get today started, and a few tips. I think I'll throw a few tips in today as well, and I think the tips are going to have to do with lawn and gardening. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get today's video underway. Now, one of the tasks this morning that I want to make sure has gotten done and needs to be consistently done on a regular basis is the watering of all of the palms and the shrubs on the outside of the fence, and that they're done early in the morning. My gardener, he's been doing the watering of the shrubs and the palms out here in the evening time. Basically 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon, which that's a bad time because this is all on the west side. The sun sets on the west side, so basically all the watering that's being done out here, we're probably losing about 50% of the water that's going inside the ground through evaporation and heat dissipation, pulling it up from the sun settling on the top layer of the soil. Now, one of the tips of the day that I want to talk about has to do with proper watering of your grass, of your plants, your vegetation. And it's really important to have deep root watering. A lot of times people, and even my gardener's kind of guilty of this sometimes, he'll do a watering, it'll be, if he sees that the top layer of the soil is wet, he thinks that's good enough, but that doesn't do anything. Actually, it can do more harm than it can do good for your grass, for your trees, your shrubs, and your vegetation. Because what happens is the roots are looking for that water, and it's at the very top of the soil. Then your plant is not going to grow properly. It's going to be stunted, or it'll probably even die, because the ends of the roots and all the little pieces of the roots that draw off of it, the little tentacles that you see on there, those are much deeper than near the top of the soil, and they're going to get starved, and that's where your plants and your vegetation get all its nutrient from, all its hydration and all its nutrients, because everything comes from the roots. Doesn't do any good to water the top of any plant or tree or shrub or anything like that. It doesn't get any of the water from that. It gets it from the roots. So tip of the day, water early in the morning. It's usually best to water before the sun comes up, and that's what we'll be setting up our irrigation schedule here. Is you can actually, the neat thing about the Ratio is you can put on there, have everything watered before the sun comes up, and what it will do, it'll do a calculation. It knows by the local weather condition, the weather station, when sun up is, and if you have 50 minutes worth of watering, what it will do, it will backtrack from the time that the sun is supposed to rise, back it up 50 minutes, and start doing your watering schedule. What that does before the sun comes up, it allows proper saturation and depth, allows the water to go down deep enough, and it can be 3, 4, 5, 6 inches worth of depth that you need for proper, it depends on the type of plant that you have inside there. But for like grass, 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches of depth of saturation of the grass. Then you go through a wet, dry cycle, wet, dry, wet, dry. It doesn't have to be done every day. Depends on the location that you have. If you have a lot of heat, it's going to pull up a lot of the moisture, like we have sometimes here in the Philippines, and you have a particular type of grass. Remember, there's all kinds of grass. You have carabel, you have frog grass, you have bluegrass, you have all different Bermuda. You have all those different types of grass. What you do is you can go ahead and look online and find out which one needs the most amount of watering or the least amount of watering. You'll be able to find out which type of grass is more tolerant to lots of rain, more tolerant to drought conditions, and things like that. Now, the bluegrass, you see it's actually doing pretty good here. The bluegrass here likes lots of water. It's very tolerant to lots of water. So during the rainy season here, after June, July, August, September, when we start getting lots and lots of water here, this grass is going to be very happy, and it's going to need probably more maintenance as far as cutting and things like that. Now, just as an example, let me show you when I'm talking about deep watering. Now, I have a little bit of a leak over here with my hose. You can see we've done repairs. This is still the hose that we use during construction of Villa Feliz. We have holes in it. We have the connector over here that's actually broken. You can see that I'm going to pick up a replacement for that today. That's one of the projects that I'm going to fix today. But you see this grass here? This grass is so thick and lush because it has deep watering right here. It's probably down 4-6 inches down, and this is how I want my entire yard to be. The entire yard should look like this. Now, if you look in areas that does not have as much, is not getting as much water, we will say something like this area right here. It's not getting as much water. You see, it's very low, very compacted right here, and it has to do with two things: lack of watering, and also the fact that this is a walking trail right here of my gardener. But you can also see, like back in this area right here, my sprinkler head doesn't reach this area very well here, and you'll see that it's very low here. Once the sprinkler systems are set up properly, this grass will grow a lot more lush. Now you can probably hear over my shoulder the generator. The generator is up and running today. We're on a 12-hour scheduled brownout today, so good thing that we have the generator in place. Ness won't be inconvenienced by the lack of electricity inside the house while I make some errands today. Anyway, let me go ahead and get those errands done. I got to get things for the lighting. Remember the lighting down in the basement for the under the cabinet in the workshop. I want to work on that. I also want to work on fixing the hose, and I'll make a schedule of whatever else I need to pick up downtown today. I want to get this done early so I can relax this afternoon. So let's go ahead and hit the road, pick up a few items, and then get back here and do some projects here at Villa Feliz. Okay, back now from a morning shopping trip down at Wilcon and City Hardware's. Wilcon didn't have the switch that I needed. They were out. It was a single pole switch. They need to turn on the light down in the basement. So it's kind of loud in the basement right now, so we won't do audio. We'll just do a soundtrack or something like that over the install of the light. I got a different kind of light. I got two 18-watt long extension lights that are going to fit underneath the cabinet. We'll take a look at that when we go down there and get that done. Then I have some repairs to do on some garden hose up here, and I picked up another hose for that corner of the yard over there so that my gardener and I can water easily the outside, around the outside of the fence, until I get the pop-up sprinklers that I'm going to probably have to order from back in the US and have them send it to me either on Amazon.com or wait until I come back when I come back the next time after the summer vacation. So anyway, looks like Hapon is enjoying laying in the sun. He's just chilling out here, and I'll go down in the basement and go ahead and get started on that light project. Okay, you're probably still wondering, why are you watering the yard? Well, I'm watering because that's the zone. That's the zone that the pop-up sprinklers aren't strong enough until we get that cistern fixed. Okay, not a real long video today. Mainly, I got those lights installed in the workshop underneath the cabinet. Now, the main reason for that is because it took me a lot of time downtown today. There was a lot of traffic. They didn't have one of the connectors. I had to go to City Hardware because they didn't have it at Wilcon. And the main thing was a lot of traffic. And then I took my time putting it up down inside the basement. Some of the things you'll find when you buy some things in the Philippines, some of the types, say like the lights, the under cabinet lights, they don't really have an exit point on there. They have, it's all enclosed. What they expect is like a hollow area or a ceiling where all the wires are concealed. Well, sometimes you need to run wires, and those didn't have it, so I had to make some cuts in the side. I had to make some cuts in the side of the. I had to modify. Let's put it like that. I had to modify. Oh, by the way, this is my third take of my closing video today. I didn't realize I had a malfunction with the microphone again. The camera fell over today, and when it fell over, the little clip. What do you call it? The little plug. The plug that goes in from the back of the microphone into the little adapter for the GoPro, it barely came out. I didn't realize it was out, so I did the first take, and when I did the first take it was I went and edited the video, and there was no audio. It showed a lot of on the video clip where it shows you what audio is in there, but there was no audio. Then I said, oh, it must have been the USB connector must not have been in properly. So I came back out. I did another closing of today's video. I did a full, and when I do a closing of a video, it's all impromptu. So there was some really good stuff. I can't even remember what I talked about in the one before. But so I finished it, and then I was getting ready to walk in just a couple of minutes ago before it started getting dark out here. And I looked at the back, and I saw that pin that was not quite pushed in all the way. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have another video with no audio. So this is take 3. Okay, well anyway, that's it for today. I babbled on enough for the explanations about what's going on with the camera. Tomorrow, probably some of the irrigation fix-it hose. Put the hose reel on the outside, but I have a really neat project for tomorrow. I might have a really neat project for tomorrow. It has to do with rivet guns, rivets, and leftover roofing material. We'll see. We'll see if it comes to light. I don't know if I have enough material. I don't want to tell you everything about it right now because it won't be any fun tomorrow because you already have an idea. It'll be like a spoiler, so I don't want to. I think I just gave you a spoiler. Well, anyway, let me close for today, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Well, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed, and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day.